We shall see. We're getting down to the last 45 seconds here. Hopefully, there's no crash this time through. I feel like we had an issue with Tempe at King of the Rockies where our vision of the game desynced from the player's vision of the game. Like, there was a split in the server or something, and we were watching a different version of the game that never actually existed. One of the most bizarre spectator bugs I've ever seen in this game. Dr. Dabston and I just at a loss for words what was going on.
I remember that happening once, like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very interesting seeing, like, units attacking, workers not dying in our screen, but dying in their screen. Like, in the opposite happening, and at a certain point, like, someone didn't age up, but was making men-at-arms and upgrading knights. It was so strange. Alright,
yeah.
Getting into the game,
crazy.
though. Getting into the game. Nothing's going on.
Are you able to see the game? Because it is running for me. I've got the screen right now on SAS in the blue as Joan. Grabbing those sheep under the TC. Taking a look at KnockKnock now. His first cistern placement. North of his town center. Gold also pretty exposed here. It's got some stealth forest around it. So knights can jump in, deal some damage, and get out of there. They have a lot of cover coming up. Really gonna emphasize an outpost there. And just have that vision, so you're not losing vills on the gold. Berries, though, nice and safe for the Byzantines here. In the back, not super exposed. Oh, and unfortunately, it sounds like I may have lost Jones. I just heard the disconnect sound.
You did hear the disconnect sound because I had the bug we were talking about.
Oh no!
Everything was standing still, but the buildings were, like, the blueprint of the buildings was going up. So I'm just getting into the game. I'm gonna fast forward until we're live.
All right.
We can keep going.
Sounds good. We'll wait for you to catch up. You know, I was mentioning earlier that there were multiple boar. It's African Waters that has 6, but there are 4 on here. We got 2 on this side for Byzantines, 1 behind this mountain range here, right near that neutral trade post. 1 in the back close to the Byzantines, another one way off to the side, and then on Joan's side of the map, she really just has this one safe boar here. Also taking a look at the deer, and it is just going to be your standard 4 large deer packs, so nothing crazy going on with food right now. We are moving up, though, to the feudal age. School of Cav on the way for SAS, and Grand Winery for KnockKnock. Nothing surprising so far from either of these players right out of the gate. We'll see where this game takes us. So we were mentioning before we loaded in, Tempe is kind of like a little modified Altai. As we were saying, the mountain ranges aren't as oppressive. There are more shortcuts to get up there. They don't span the entire length of the map. Only covering about, you know, half of this line across the map here. And way more maneuverable area on top. But it does make it pretty easy to wall off your side of the base. At least one side, anyway. The rest of the map rather open as you move out. A couple of large wood lines near your initial spawn, which leads itself into smaller dotted wood lines as you move away on your side of the map. Stealth forest in the middle. Safe sacred site for both players. KnockKnock with, looks like 2 pretty close to home. We'll see what happens with that. But feudal age is in for the Byzantines. Grand Winery completes initial barracks on the way down next to that gold mine. School of Cav just about ready to finish up on Joan's side of things. Taking a look at that. She's got enough for pro scouts as soon as feudal comes in. And the first call from the School of Cav is going to be a knight, and there is Pro Scouts. SAS coming around with his amateur scout, though, taking a look at KnockKnock's base layout, seeing the gold, seeing the barracks, coming around the back, seeing where the berries are for the winery. First Limitani out ready to defend. First knight on the field now for SAS, moving across the map. So there's a fairly safe deer pack for SAS in the back. This one is also so close to his TC, I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to completely secure that. See those scouts being added right now, and Jeanne levels up as well. Taking the melee path in life. Woman at arms, looking to punch a pig. This is going to be a little harder deer pack for SAS to secure in the back of KnockKnock's base, and we got some mountain deer over on the west side. SAS could potentially sneak and take those fairly easily, but we've got a knight charging in, able to pick up a Vil. We've drawn first blood. As Limitani not able to get in position in time. That one knight able to secure a Vil kill. The pressure is on. Jones taken out one boar so far. Let's see where she heads. Looking for the second one. Looks like she is going to take the one on the backside of that mountain range. And SAS already has those initial scouts on the way with the deer carcass. He's got 5 scouts on the field. Knight already doing a good job for him. Securing that Vil kill and putting the fear into KnockKnock. You can see the Limitani are there, but the villagers have found something else to do for the time being. And SAS taking some deer from the backpack behind KnockKnock's base. Get that knight and scout coming through the stealth force, maybe looking for another target here. Will be scouted out by KnockKnock's scout. Limitani getting into position, and that will force SAS on the retreat. Joan now becoming the front line. Got a little bit of choppiness. Q able to do a decent amount of damage. Gets a lot of Limitani in there. Oh, but KnockKnock has the potential to lose that scout and sacrifice the experience. I'm going to have to pause it for just a quick second. We are getting a little bit of choppiness. There it is. Scouts going down. Experience going over to Joan. She's surrounded by Limitani. Q charge is available. She uses it again. A bunch of damaged spearmen. They are not going to give pursuit, especially without a scout in the mix. That stealth forest, pretty brutal when it comes to limiting what the Limitani can see. Their vision not the best right now. KnockKnock will move through the stealth, though.
I will not be able to observe this game.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So I'll just catch it a few seconds delay. Shouldn't be too bad.
All right. Well, we do see, KnockKnock trying to find some damage, going real heavy, and it is going to be those jab throwers as the choice of Merc. SAS still sticking just with knights for the time being. It's already gotten quite a bit of value from these scouts, and oh my goodness, KnockKnock in an exposed position on the berries. Nothing around to protect those Vils. There's the second Vil kill. Yeah, and it's gonna be a third Knights able to jump in there, and that is a lot of travel time. Let's see if the Limitani are able to take one of the French scouts on the backside of the wood line. But that dive from the Knights, very successful, and yeah, SAS not losing a Knight. That one's gonna stay alive with 1 HP.
Wow. They're just diving the TC, and the Knight survives with 1 health. I think there's only 2 deer left in that pack. One of them is that right? Joni taking out the pigs. Getting a smith now, and SAS seems to be in control, but KnockKnock's army is good, especially against knights. So definitely not looking terrible for KnockKnock, but looking bad because he really needs that food.
Yeah, SAS getting a lot of
was-
tempo from all that deer early. Able to take quite a few from KnockKnock's side of the map, and now he can just transition over, take the safer deer for the time being. But KnockKnock wants to deal some damage. He's lost 3 vills so far. He knows SAS is taking that deer. He can't let that advantage start to climb. He's got to put some pressure on right now. Limitani and Jav throwers advancing on the French base. SAS not engaging yet, has a good amount of knights ready though.
Adding the archers now, ooh, that's gonna be rough. And KnockKnock, I suspect, is gonna stay with the Jav throwers right around the range, so that he can snipe those archers as they spawn. Ooh, one of them escaped.
Yeah, one's coming out, but you can see the jabs coming in, absolutely vaporizing that archer. Knights looking for a target to engage. Archers looking to thin out the Limitani, and we got Joan in the back, caught out by Limitani. She's fine. Some scouts kind of pressured out of position. Meanwhile, we do have a raid on KnockKnock's berries once again. Those vills not able to come out and take that food. And so KnockKnock being forced into an olive grove transition around his base. And with his units in the back of Jones' base, we'll see if it spells disaster. Good move there to get away from the Q, but a lot of those Limitani are injured. The Knights looking to engage in onto the Jav throwers. Another vicious Q. And so Joan goes down, but the Limitani are completely defeated as well. Jav throwers can't do anything against this army. And SAS with the strong upper hand at this point. Still at home, in KnockKnock's home, harassing those poor vills on the olive groves. He's been able to take out 8 vills so far this game. Also with a crushing victory in that military engagement. SAS may be looking to just head on to the Byzantines base and close this one out.
It's not looking good for KnockKnock. 10 less workers, of course. Jeanne D'Arc doesn't have the big benefit of fast workers. The only thing KnockKnock really has here is the mercenaries. It should somewhat even the odds a little bit, but my goodness.
Yeah, it's
SAS
tough.
picked KnockKnock apart this far.
Yeah, and SAS has just been able to take deer safely under the TC during all of this. And you can see KnockKnock needing to come out, looking to wall up, really wants these berries. Looking to take that, but there are a couple of scouts in position, gonna deny that wall, buy some time for the Knights to come over. Limitani also trying to run into position. Limitani and Javs looking to defend here. Knights a little far forward. One gonna get caught out. Not gonna be taken out though. The massive spears can't comfortably engage into that. There are just more units for SAS. Javs can do their best. They'll pick off one archer, but the Knights are gonna get through.
Honestly, KnockKnock, just go for the boar on the other side, mate.
Yeah, seems like the safer option. Yeah, you don't get pig oil, but if you desperately need food.
That sounded so weird.
No oil from pigs. No bacon grease. Can't trade that for anything.
No lard, unfortunately.
Nope. So SAS not going to fully commit to the push here because it is going to be an age up. So he's going to drop that Royal Institute at home. Get some techs in on that Night Mass. Get that royal bloodlines, get some veterancy, and then maybe look to push and close this out. KnockKnock continues to add more Limitani. Take a look at so many olive groves surrounding his winery in TC.
Damn, that's such a large investment that KnockKnock didn't really want to take.
No, he wanted those berries so bad. He was just unfortunately forced off of that. Royal Institute has completed. And right on age up, we've got veterancy for the knights, for the archers, and KnockKnock is thinking, yeah, you know what? You got me. That is it.
Let's game.
Yep. SAS playing very well. Able to get pro scouts, able to take most of the deer on the map. KnockKnock knew that there was an opening early to mid feudal where he'd have to really do some damage to even things out and not let SAS run away with it. Unfortunately, SAS able to take that better engagement, and you know, for the most part, I think the game was over at that point. So KnockKnock is going to be going with the Ottomans here. And SAS feeling comfy with Joan last time, picking up the French for this game.
Yeah, French versus Ottomans matchup, very popular in the early discovery era.
Mm-hmm.
As the Ottomans made their way up north, the French, of course, would have helped out their cousins in the Holy Roman Empire, trying to defend from the Ottoman Empire. But that's really about it.
Yeah, well, right now they're going to be duking it out in Arabia, and the game has loaded up.
Arabia as well. So, yeah, let's say this wasn't during the Crusades era for you guys that need lore. If SAS playing as the blue in the blue color as the French, yeah, doing your very standard French opening. Nothing out of your mind here. In the color green, it's KnockKnock. And doing the picking up stone and building a school, military school early, which I really do not mind whatsoever. I think it's a good opener.
Yeah. You know, it's tough. I remember when the Ottomans came out, the production rate on units at the military school was such that you could totally get a spear or two in your enemy's gold or berries right out of the gate. That's been a little nerfed.
Picked up to 100 gold.
Yeah, it was real fun to play as. Now after the nerf, not as fast. You're not going to get a spear from the military school. You're going to have to, if you want to push with spears in the Dark Age, you are going to have to commit to a barracks. But against the French, you know, the production time allows it so that you can have a few free spears at home looking to defend against the first couple of night raids, or you could be using those spears to potentially push deer into your town center, trying to deny that, or at least have them on the deer packs, assuming French. Very likely going to be going pro scout. You can start working on denying that.
Yeah, absolutely correct. I wonder for strategy what KnockKnock is going to try to do here. Because for SAS, it seems very obvious. Prolonged feudal, pro scouts under it, it should be fine. But KnockKnock has a couple of strategies available. Does he commit to the feudal or does he go fast castle? Does he also try to go pro scouts, which...
Yeah, we'll see about that. That would be interesting. Very interesting there. You don't see it that much, but he will have the spears to at least contest the French pro scout. And those deer packs are close enough to home that he can send them over there. But the first spear is on the map, and it is heading all the way over to the French base. So scout on the way.
Cavalry going down. Aging up with 4 workers. So very standard here from SAS. He's gonna have just enough food to make up the first night. It should be the plan. You want to keep the Ottomans busy, because the Ottomans, much like everybody else, if you just let them play, they are going to be doing something you don't like.
Yeah, they're able to get to Imperial Age without much damage done to them. Their army starts to look real scary. Those Janissaries, those Great Bombards, Sipahi, that is a tough comp to engage into, no matter what units you have. It'll be a twin minaret for KnockKnock. The Sultan Hani Trade House has seen more usage. Typically was twin minaret every single game, but now we see more of the trade network. Minaret, though, always a safe choice, letting you take 4 workers, basically getting berries at the rate of 6 workers throughout the course of the game. And Ottomans, if you are building a feudal army, they do seem pretty food heavy. Sipahi costing just a little bit more. So that food really being a big help to them to get established here. School of Cav has completed. First knight is in the queue. And that one spear harassing SAS's vills. The villagers, for the most part, seem unfazed. They're going to continue mining. They'll be just fine.
Alright, second spear, almost on its way out for KnockKnock. KnockKnock not really making too many units.
Yeah, he's invested into Pro
Scouts as well. Oh, let's go.
So we got dueling scouts. And we see SAS looking to... Doesn't have Pro Scouts himself in. He's just killing deer, making it harder for the Ottomans to take that. That does remove the quality of life. You can't shift click when the deer are dead. Also spreading them out a bit. Just being real annoying with that scout. Spears coming over, though, will chase that scout away. But we've got a few carcasses on the map already. We do see that initial stable coming in for the Ottomans. Second stable coming up for SAS.
Wow, second stable is dangerous. KnockKnock could just... Oh no, wait, he's going with the stable as well, of course he is, but he could go with a barracks afterward, and this becomes that much dangerous. SAS, though, still not with Pro Scouts. KnockKnock still has his scout alive.
Yeah, we start to see the first couple of scouts coming over, taking the deer. They're able to. Knights aren't here in time, but one of the big things, you get those early spears for the Ottomans, and without a barracks, those are going to stay Dark Age spears. They are not going to be as effective as you're typically used to engaging into French Knights. But KnockKnock able to stick one of the Knights. Oh my goodness, gets a pick there. Very valuable out of the gate for KnockKnock.
Yeah, really nice, really nice. That was really good for KnockKnock. A small victory, one he desperately needed.
Yeah, and that will force the Knights away. And so KnockKnock will be able to safely take those deer for the time being. SAS is going to have to come back with a larger army, something else to stop that, because there are enough spears here. SAS with only one knight on the field, couple in queue. Those carcasses are coming into the Ottoman camp. Knight charge on the scout, able to connect. Spears there in time, not able to take out that scout. Does deal a good amount of damage, and now KnockKnock does have that barracks down. We do see the hardened upgrade coming in. So these will be your normal hardened knights. Hardened spearmen. Excuse me, for KnockKnock.
Alright, KnockKnock now able to just continue to abuse his Pro Scouts. That's going to be a lot of food going into the rest of the game, and he still has the option of gaining an extra 8 sheep with the Vizier point. So, not entirely free. Vizier points are resources. Oh no! SAS is stealing one of the sheep. One of the deer. I'm sorry, one of the deer. But yeah, so, KnockKnock should have enough. Oh, he has to drop the deer. All right, but there should be enough army here for KnockKnock to do something. SAS is gonna start picking archers. So, and he has everything well set up for eventually getting that that keep. You will have to devastate through some forests, so you're gonna see some deforestation gaming.
Yeah, right now we're seeing some stone miners that are pretty lucky that the knights don't see that far, because they're pretty exposed there. Meanwhile, Sapai did sneak through, able to engage on the gold mining vills who have taken out their shivs, not able to get the surround, and we've got KnockKnock picking off one of SAS's vills. See the walls coming down for the Ottomans. Knight trying to continue denying. We've got engagements all over the map. You got a Sipahi now countering out those pro scouts, trying to take the carcasses back for the French. That Sipahi that got a Vil kill earlier, running away from the Knights. And the Knight that was disrupting the pro scout play for the Ottomans is going to be sent back home. Sipahi able to actually snipe out one of the scouts here. Knight is fairly far away. SAS in a position where he could potentially lose another scout. These two knights still inactive. And another scout goes down.
Scout dying. Alright, SAS has to pull away from KnockKnock's base. KnockKnock looking really good this game. I think the plan here worked. He's getting a tower now. Tower always good for safekeeping of villagers. Also, an aspect that these players really like with their outposts in these resources is seeing the night race from further away.
Yeah, getting yourself a little additional reaction time. Yeah, KnockKnock really taking a huge advantage from being able to stick one of those knights from SAS, able to pick it off and really prevent SAS from disrupting the pro scouts. The pro scout play for the Ottomans.
Alright, I think that's it though. There's no more deer.
Yeah.
No more deer. I think KnockKnock can be happy with how that went down, even though he almost doesn't have any deer left, because he's just taking a lot of it. He did not get survival techniques, which is strange. That's usually one of the better attacks.
Yeah, fairly cheap, especially if you're going pro scouts. You just grab that as well to have enough resources. KnockKnock, though, he's thinking about castle. SAS has a pretty big group of knights. Looks like 5 knights, 3 scouts. Coming in, looking to find some damage. KnockKnock's got the walls on the back side, so SAS will either have to be annoying and torch that, or directly engage into the Ottomans' base. Spears coming over. This has been scouted out. Knights coming in looking for damage, but they are not going to commit. They see the spears. They know that that is not going to be the angle.
Wow, SAS getting more eco upgrades than he should here. Getting horticulture, the first food upgrade. Yeah, okay, they're cheaper, so I don't know if he shouldn't get them. They are cheaper, but KnockKnock is about to get into Castle Age. Fighting right now, not exactly what he wants, but spears on knights, so I think he'll be pretty happy with that. And for the first time in the series, I think KnockKnock is actually ahead. Oh, that's another worker kill on the gold. So much is going on.
Yeah, KnockKnock doing a good job forcing that engagement in the center of the map, then taking the Sipahi around the back to harass the gold again. SAS, though, looking to basically group up with everything he has in the military to delete these spearmen from existence. They're going to try to run it back to the Ottoman base. Spears doing a little damage on the knights, but the archers are behind.
Oh, I don't think it's enough. KnockKnock, as soon as he gets a mangonel out, he's going to be in a very good position. Oh man, he really needs those upgrades to come through.
And here's the big pressure. SAS with the larger army now pushing into an Ottoman's base. He's just gone castle. It's going to be a little bit before both upgrades or castle age units hit the field. We do see knights in production. We do see those Sipahi run around the French base looking for targets. Looking to maybe engage again on the Goldvilles, who are going to be pulled back. But SAS has a decent mass outside of KnockKnock. Just looking for that target, looking for the timing to take the engagement.
Yeah, you know what the big deal is, though? KnockKnock can just go behind his own base, and he's taking the relic. All of that is going to be pretty nice for him. SAS is gonna go. He's gonna try to make a push. No, he's gonna try to destroy military schools. I'm sorry. So that's good. Let him destroy them. KnockKnock. All he needs is time for the knights and the upgrades to come through. Then I think he should be in a decent position. Don't try to convert the knights, please. All right, he isn't. SAS though is well aware he's gonna try to snipe. The snipe isn't gonna work though. We have knights and Sipahi in the middle of the map. And knights coming back. Oh, this is... Man, SAS is so good on the tactical aspect of the game.
Yeah, these
really hard
raiding Sipahi going to be caught out. They're going to be taken out. SAS now building a ram outside the Ottomans' base. KnockKnock needs to start getting those military units out. He's got 6 knights. He's going for a pretty heavy knight comp here.
Yeah, Knight Spear. Knight Spear. I don't think this is designed to kill KnockKnock, though. This is designed to take out the buildings, but he trapped his own ram. Oh, what are you doing, SAS? There you go, you noticed. You noticed. Alright, so this blacksmith should be taken out.
Mangonel has now hit the field.
Yeah, but the Mangonel gets good hits on the archers.
Got a great shot on some sheep just now.
Alright, Alright, so one of the knights dies, but the more workers are dying here. Okay, the rams I think are gonna go down here. Good shot. The man goes on the rams. Alright, the archers are getting a good engagement. They're so close.
Yeah, those spears need to stay a little further back for protection. Need to stay close to that Mangonel. Something that keeps him safe from the archers, and SAS is going to see this, and he is not going to engage into it. And KnockKnock, though, unfortunately, letting his knights run forward. Oh my goodness. Oh no. It's a brutal, devastating loss for KnockKnock if he loses all of these. I mean, even losing 2. Pretty bad for him. We'll see if he can drag him back into the range of the spears. Back at the Ottoman base. Here comes the engagement. Spears coming forward. The Janissaries in position. Another knight gets stuck. Archer's able to get out of the way.
Shot. Gonna be a good shot now. Oh, the micro. Good grief.
Yeah, SAS on point. Able to dodge both Mangonel shots here. Third one, though. Gonna just barely glance those archers. Meanwhile, we've got an archer raid in the wood line as this is happening. Archers looking for targets. They're gonna break through and get to the gold in the back. Fight in the front going SAS's way. Those spears are gone. I think the Janissaries are gone at this point. Just the knights remain for KnockKnock, and there are just more units for SAS. KnockKnock looked pretty strong in the early to mid game here, but SAS just has the numbers.
Oh, wait a minute. There's still a Mangi out there. Ah, that Mangi's gonna die.
Yeah.
Out. Oh.
Not gonna do much of anything. The Knights able to jump in. They don't care about the TC. KnockKnock tapping out. SAS taking it 2-0.
Wow, that
was a fun one indeed. KnockKnock with a great position early game. Able to take that knight out. Able to be in a position where he could take those deer back to his base fairly uncontested. SAS not able to deny much more in the way of professional scouts for the Ottomans early game. But KnockKnock went up to Castle Age. SAS just stayed back in feudal, had his deer of his own, had his gold miners, was able to just create a larger army. KnockKnock not able to produce, being forced off of his gold in the front, needing to go around to the back, and just running into an issue where he couldn't get resources to build up his army.
Yeah, that was actually a really, really good series. In the end, this is going to be one of the underrated series. I think this game in particular was fun. It showcased how the Ottomans can still be decent.
Yeah, just SAS, definitely a stronger player for sure. Really but yeah, KnockKnock holding his own though. Holding his own, able to actually make it a fight. We'd love to see it.